Tucumcari, New Mexico at the Blue Swallow Motel. It's right on the Route 66, and it's pretty cool because the sign is original. It's all neon and it's actually lit up right now. It's like about 6 o'clock at night, right around golden hour. So check it out, and if you have the time, stay here, but you do have to book way in advance. So if you're looking for a cool motel to stay at, book it way in advance because it's already all booked up. Also forgot to mention, this is original to Route 66 back in its heyday, so check it out. It's got a lot of history. We're at the Route 66 Museum in New Mexico, Tucumcari, New Mexico. They're closed now, but they're only open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and there's a $5 admission fee. Historic Esso Station. It's an old, looks like an old gas station that it's just kind of ruins now, but it's historic to the route. It's original to the route, and we actually we drove past it, so we had to go back. So, so the sign that we had, there's a big Route 66 sign at the Tucumcari Convention Center just down the road. So we went to that first, and then we had to backtrack because we missed it, but. Keep your eyes peeled for it. It's right here. It's got a nice big historic Route 66 and a massive windmill behind it. Welcome to Grants, New Mexico. We left our hotel this morning and we are on Route 66 on our way to Sedona, and we stopped here in Grants, and there's a really cool drive-through sign that you can park your car through and drive through. Just drive right around through, take some photos, and check it out. It's pretty cool. There's a little park next door, a lot of neat things to see. So if you have a car, drive on through.
Far from the state line between New Mexico and Arizona. The landscape is changing, and that beautiful Arizona red rock landscape that we love is starting to pop out. There's some rain out in the distance, but in front of us is just, I don't know if the camera's gonna do it justice, but just the most beautiful, there's no words. The sun is just starting to come through the clouds and light up the rocks, and it just feels very much like Sedona, and it's just that beautiful golden red rock. So we're gonna try to show you guys. Hopefully the camera can capture it, but they're close, but they're not close. So hopefully we get a good shot for you. Hey guys, we're here at the El Rancho Hotel. It is located in Gallup, New Mexico, and it is our last stop in New Mexico on Route 66. It was built in 1936, and it actually opened a year later in 1937. It was built by R.E. Griffith, and his brother was actually director W.D.W. Griffith. It was used as a base for producers, but with the installation of Interstate 40, business at the hotel declined. A couple famous people who have stayed here would be Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy, probably with Ricky Ricardo, Jane Fonda, Doris Day, and John Wayne, just to name a few. guys, it is the beginning of our journey back home. It is currently 8:25 in the morning in New Mexico. We just lost an hour. We got up at 3 a.m., hit the road at 4 to start our journey back home. We are gonna hit a few things in New Mexico that we missed on Route 66 on the way down. We're gonna be hitting Blue Hole, which we're super excited for. We're gonna be doing Dead Man's Curve, Owl Rock, and Mike has an honorable mention for you.
So I wanted to hit up the Doghouse Drive-In in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I heard they have really good chili hot dogs, and I'm a big fan of those, but due to the sake of time to get to our destination for today on time, since we're gonna lose 2 hours with the time zone differences, we're gonna skip over it, but definitely check it out.
So Dead Man's Curve is the site of many disastrous accidents that happened from the 1920s through the 1950s. It was part of the original Route 66, and it was constructed around Towanda in 1927. The two-way road was only 16 feet wide, and the sharp curve made it very treacherous for drivers going through there. And they say a lot of the accidents on there came from drivers all the way from Illinois who were used to driving at higher speeds and weren't aware of the curve. There actually was a house there at one point, and they had replaced their front porch numerous times from cars and trucks crashing into it on the curve, and at one point a semi-truck went off the curve, knocked the house right off the foundation, so it was no longer there after that accident. Right after the bend of Dead Man's Curve, you're gonna come across a pretty interesting geological formation known as Owl Rock, located on the Mother Road, which is also known as Route 66. It's pretty hard to see. Some people have a hard time seeing it. Hopefully we can see it. I guarantee you Mike will see it way quicker than me, but when you look at the rock, you're supposed to see an owl's face just looking you right in the eyes. So we're gonna take a look at that and see what that's like.
So to find Owl Rock on Route 66, it was a little tricky because it's not on Google Maps. So we actually had to enter in the latitude and longitude, which we did find online, to find the exact location of Owl Rock. But to find it, we are traveling from west to east on Route 66, and it's just after Dead Man's Curve, probably about 1.5 miles after Dead Man's Curve. We're at the historic Route 66 Rio Puerco Bridge. It's original to the route. You can't drive on it anymore, but there is a nice little parking spot here on the side of the road that you could stop, park your car, and take a look around. The Rio Puerco Bridge was built in 1933. It's 250 feet long, which is one of the longest in New Mexico, and repairs and remodeling have been completed on this bridge in 1957 until it was replaced in 1999 and is being preserved by the New Mexico State Highway Transportation Department.
I also just have to mention, we just drove past a Stranger Things filming location, and I'm really bummed that we didn't realize sooner. Right as we went past it, I realized it was the Rinkomania, and I pulled up the filming location address, put it in my phone. That was the exact one they used. We literally just drove past it, and we really are on a time crunch, so we don't have the time to turn around and stop because we would be there forever. But we went past a Stranger Things location, and it was super cool. It was once known as Blue Lake, and it's actually one of 7 sister lakes that are connected underground by a vast system of water. It was a geological phenomenon called the Santa Rosa Sink, and that's because there's little rain there, but it's always full. In 1932, Blue Hole actually became a national fish hatchery, and over the years, it has changed from that to a recreation site, and actually, today, it's also known as the Blue Hole Dive and a conference center. So people from all over will travel here and they will practice scuba diving. It's said to have 100 feet of visibility for scuba divers to practice. It has a constant temperature of 62 degrees, which is perfect for, you know, a hot day jumping in. Unfortunately, we're not going to be going in because this is a travel day and we're not stopping, so we don't have anywhere to get cleaned off. We're not in a Sprinter van. Hopefully one day we will be, but we're just traveling in our Jeep for now, so we don't have a way of getting cleaned off and jumping in there today. As I mentioned before, visibility is insane. It goes down to 100 feet, and that's due to the fact that the water actually renews itself every 6 hours. So it's never the same lake twice, which is pretty incredible.
So right here to my right, they have a little spot where you could jump off a big rock into the water. Pretty cool.
Some of the information that we had learned earlier isn't identical to the information posted here at the Blue Hole itself. It actually is reading that it's 81 feet deep, has a diameter of 60 feet, and the outflow is 3,000 gallons per minute. So the outflow is 3,000 gallons per minute. That's crazy. And it's also saying that the temperature is 61. So even though we can't go in, no one said we can't get our toes wet. As you can see, I pulled my foot right out. It wasn't too cold, but it was really slimy and I got grossed out, so I took my foot right out. Maybe I'll go back with Mike and put my hand in.
I'm dying to get in the water, but I'm just gonna put my hand in. But first, Duncan's gotta go potty, but he's being really stubborn today because he doesn't like the wind. It's pretty cool. Literally. It's cold, yeah, so I can't imagine jumping in. I used to jump in 61-degree water as a kid all the time and it didn't faze me, but now I probably would go into a little bit of shock. But if I was prepared, I probably would do it. It's very windy here today, so I hope you could hear me, but you can actually dive down to the bottom of the Blue Hole. A diving permit is required, which you can get at the visitor center. You were able to go down into the deep passages in the past, but now that has been sealed off, so you can't go down, but you can go down about 60 feet to the bottom.
It is about 80 per... What?
You did what I do. Yeah. That has to go in.